This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration. This podcast is sponsored by Lever Consulting, editing with a purpose. Check them out at leverconsulting.com for a free consultation. Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Scooter. Thanks for pulling up a chair with us.
We are not experts on any of these topics, but we are hoping to spark something.
Like an idea, a conversation, or even a revelation.
Well, let's give it a shot.
Let's talk about stuff.
Everybody's waiting for me to arrive.
Okay, stop. That way we don't want to get this banned.
I know you pressed start.
Oh, I did. I wanted to hear the second part of that.
That's
what you
why
were
it has
singing.
to go on this screen so I can see what's
I did this on
happening.
purpose. I put on a screen that she cannot see.
It's just rude.
Well, then you stare at the screen.
No, I just see when it starts going red and I stop singing.
Well, it's too late. It already went red.
Hello, everyone.
You went red.
Yes, I did. Because you didn't move the thing.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. This is Sarah. Sarah is here. Hello,
Yes.
Sarah.
Hello. Hello, Vincent. Welcome
Hello.
to the show.
Vincent's here. Who's that?
No one knows.
I think they do, but only the people that I
Just your dad.
sign papers around.
Right.
Which is a lot of people these days, it seems like.
Yeah.
I've signed a lot of things. Well, hello, everyone. We're going to talk about things. What's been up, Sarah?
What has been up? Life. We're almost at the end of summer break. Not summer, of course.
I was like, I'm not at the end of summer. My neck, the heat on the back of my neck says we are not at the end of summer.
It was only like 101 today.
It was 100.
See? It's
Which
not
is
that
still like,
bad.
that's 20 degrees hotter than it should ever be on a human body.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No, 105 is like, that's pushing. 110 is like, should probably stay inside. 100's like, we're good. For summer, that's about
Gross. Okay, sorry. I apologize.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, we're almost at the end of summer break. That means the craziness is coming back, which is exciting, and back to school shopping, which is I never prepare for.
No.
It always comes up, and I'm like,
It's like a week
how do
after
we
school
spend
starts.
$3,000 in 1 month.
Well, because we didn't do realistically, we didn't do any of the sales of the back to school sales. They're all gone.
They weren't there. I watched sales. They weren't there.
All I'm saying is our normal schedule is we forget. So once the back to school sales are over, we're like, oh yeah, you should probably have some pants.
Yeah. The pants, man, it's so hard.
It's always the pants.
But they never have pants at this time of year. They think all kids want to wear shorts. And I'm like, my kids want pants. They're not shorts, kids. I don't want to pay
that's a story.
$50 for a pair of pants.
That's a whole story, too, about her granddaughter. Pants, no skirts. Yeah, so what have we been doing? What are we even doing right now? We're just talking about random stuff.
Yes. We were talking about what's up, and you said, what's up? And I said, we're almost at the end.
We are not at the end. We're at the beginning of everything.
The show?
We're at the beginning of this show. We're at the beginning of school being back in session. We're at the beginning of hopefully getting busier.
Yeah.
For one of us.
Both of us.
Well, you're going to get busier for a different reason, not because of the time of year.
That's true.
This time of year, I usually get a little bit busier.
Yes.
Because of school starting and teaching classes and stuff like that.
Correct.
So yeah, that's all you're saying is like, that's what's been going on?
Yeah, I mean, from last week to this week, that's what's been going on. That's about it. It's been kind of quiet, actually, I must say. Knock on wood. I knock on wood.
This is plastic. This table is plastic.
Knock on this wood. I mean, we did get to go back to the gym this week because my forehead's healed-ish. Like, there's real skin on it, so I could
From the Great Fall.
I could go to the gym again. That was cool.
Yeah.
That's almost like a good thing.
I didn't go.
Well, that's on you. You could have went the whole time I couldn't go.
Yeah, I know.
Life choices,
I haven't
man.
gone in, 3 weeks now?
Yeah, that's rough.
I feel like a fatty boom laddie.
You shouldn't. You just feel like someone who needs to get up and go move.
I need to move more. That's sure.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's been up.
We need a good thing now. Good thing!
Oh, a
Even
what?
though I feel like we've been talking about good things, but now we need a specific good thing from you.
From me or you?
Oh, both. You want me to go first?
Yeah, we're in a good thing.
There's nothing on your paper.
No, there is something. Oh, she just blocked it from me.
I don't want you to copy it.
You sunk my battleship.
Yes.
The way she blocks.
That
Oh,
was super loud.
that was loud. Do you want me to do it again? Ready?
Awesome.
That's all I did was take the cap off of a pen in front of a microphone. So of course,
It's loud.
what is it called? ASMR. You
Yeah.
said ASMR. Thanks to Sarah and Scooter podcast.
You're welcome.
With a Sharpie marker.
Yes. Hashtag not ad. So my good thing is that we've been scheduling like an auditors conference for like a small group of auditors in the area, and then like Bailey's traveling to come also, which is amazing. So it's been kind of cool putting our presentations together and like making our little community and hopefully growing it. We have like a couple more people who want to join the team / group and doing interviews and feeling like an adult in like a real company interviewing people. It's so weird.
I like that the people that are trying to join are like, I want to join the family business.
I know.
And we're like, well, not we, but you were like, it's not really a family business, but it is becoming that.
Right.
Because people in the family are realizing it's a lucrative, doable thing to work for yourself.
Yes.
And they're like, I want to try that.
Yeah.
And some people are sticking with it.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's the sticking with it part is exciting because it's like it's hard to explain to people, one, what it is, and two, that like no, you can make a living from it. No, we don't sell anything. There's no products. We're not that. We actually, you're learning something and like skills to use at other things. It's not get rich quick. It's not selling stuff. It literally is the opportunity to like learn things and grow, which is weird. It's like hard to explain to somebody. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
But it's there.
Yeah,
And
it
actually,
is.
it does pay the bills. It does. You can pay your own insurance. We'll have maybe that a whole session.
And retirement.
Oh, we did talk. I mean, we've had the running businesses before, but maybe we might run and revisit something like the nuts and bolts of that.
Right.
Maybe even some real talk.
Right.
About business talk.
Ooh.
I don't want to turn this into a business podcast, though. That'd be.
I don't think that's possible.
Not a business episode.
I don't think I know enough about business to turn this into a business podcast.
We know a lot more than we think we do because of the mistakes that we've made.
Right, but that's like 2 episodes. That's not like a podcast.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's an episodic.
What we've learned is 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's 1 or 2. Yeah, so that's a great thing. She, the company that her and her sister have established, not just put together, but established like a good rapport with all other auditors and all other companies. Building rapport is huge.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have anything to do on a daily basis if I didn't have rapport. And I think that's what most people, especially if you're running your own company, is like, you got to have rapport.
Yeah.
I've said rapport too many times. Should I say a couple more?
Lot. Can you spell it?
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
It's not a spelling bee. I mean, I can spell it, but I just have a computer in front of me. I just go to Google.
That's not right.
And it'll go, report? Oh, okay.
Thursday? With an
Thursday?
I?
Oh, let's not even talk about
What's your
autocorrect.
good thing?
Good thing for me. They haven't happened yet, but by time we go to our next podcast recording, because of the things that are going on, there's a lot of like family meet, friends, trips, things that we're going to see people that we haven't seen in a while or have never seen before in our lives.
Right.
So a lot of visiting happening in the next month.
Yeah.
Or so. So next week we are going to be having some visitors here. And then we're visiting them, and it's family. It's my older daughters.
Yes.
My Bailey is coming to visit with her family. Her and Ryan, and this little ball of silliness is coming. So I'm very excited to have that happen. Then we're going to go up there and see the Matars and see our new granddaughter. That'll be a third granddaughter. So yeah, that's going to be something I'm probably going to talk about a lot.
Yes.
Soon, especially even the next episode, because I'll have the visits after. So this is just a prequel. But the trips are planned. Like they're booked. Hotels are booked, and it's a reality now.
Yeah.
It's like
Just have to get on the plane.
Yeah. So super excited about that. Good things on the other end. We're doing some pretty cool things business wise, but I'm not ready to announce them yet.
Yeah.
Probably on the next podcast, which will probably be in 2 weeks. Sorry guys, we'll be out of town next week.
Yes.
But we will do that. That's my good things. Everything's like actually happening. It's not just a, hey, let's do this. We're actually scheduling these things. Something I learned from my oldest daughter. It's like, Dad, you don't have to be busy. I've said this before. Dad, you don't have to be busy. You just need to be scheduled.
Yes.
I was like, changed my life. And that was only like a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We had that conversation. So, yeah.
It's a good way to live. So today, what are we talking about? Advise me not.
Oh, okay. So our topic. This is something most of our topics come from outside sources, like people that actually listen to this, which is crazy. If you're listening to this, you're insane. But we love you for it. But some of them come from us. About probably 1 out of 5 come from us. 1 out of 4, maybe. This is something usually comes in a conversation in the kitchen or sitting on the couch and we just talk about stuff. Comforts.
What does that mean?
You told me to remember how to define that, and I can't remember, so go for it. What do we mean by comforts?
I don't know. You said something like things that make you comfortable. Things like you come to expect that like bring joy or like ease.
Comfort. Yeah, ease.
Or peace.
Not really joy.
Well,
it's not like...
it's kind of joy. It's not like...
It's joy, but it's set your mind at ease.
Yeah.
Like, you feel comfortable. Like, you can sit down in a...
sense of peace.
Could be a chair.
Right.
It could be a chair that is like, hey, you know what I like to do before work? Every single day. Get up an hour earlier than I need to even get up. Sit in my chair and listen to my favorite songs.
Yeah.
That's a comfort. That is something that you find that you put into your routine that makes you feel not good, not bad, but like everything's okay right in this moment.
At peace, yeah.
Comforts. So we're going to talk about some of our comforts. I feel I haven't written anything down. And I know you have a list. I see like 7 things there.
Yeah.
I don't see what they are. I just see actually 7 scribbles because my prescription's out of date.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you know this.
Old man eyes.
Also those.
So you want to go back and forth? I'll name one, then you can make one up, and then we just go back and forth.
But you're going to go first,
Yes.
obviously.
One of my biggest comforts is the beach and the ocean. There is something that I could sit there all day. I don't care if it's hot or cold. I like being cold. But I'll sit there with a blanket and just sit there and say no words to anyone. I could sit there for hours and just find peace sitting at the beach.
But why? Here's something why do you think that is?
I don't know. Because I don't have to do anything. Like, there's nothing. I don't know. Because I shouldn't say I don't have to do anything. Because things exist. But it's like when I'm there, I tell myself that I don't have to do anything. I don't have to work. I don't have to answer text messages or phone calls. I literally just get to sit there and enjoy where I'm at and take the time to be, usually with last time I went, I think I was by myself, to literally just be with myself and do absolutely nothing and think about nothing for as long as I want.
I love it.
Because even when we go as a family, I'm like, kids are safe, they're not falling in the ocean.
And we just sit there and
Birds aren't
enjoy
attacking
ourselves.
us. Yeah, we don't even say any words. We're just sitting there in silence.
Enjoy the sun and that is so true.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's not a chatty moment.
No, never.
But it's very comfortable.
Yes. I could take a nap there. Not by myself, because I feel like the birds.
Well,
it's not even the people.
I don't feel
Those
like
sketch birds.
Yeah, don't ever take a nap on the beach by yourself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
People do it all the time.
That's crazy. How is that not crazy? I mean, there's so many things that could happen in a negative light.
I agree.
There's not much positivity except I'm really warm.
But people do it all the time. But yeah, I'm not there. I can't do it. But I think if somebody was with me, I could take a nap on the beach.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. It was like have somebody there with you. And
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, what's one of yours?
Oh, no.
Oh, do you want me to go again?
I wasn't right. No, I can go.
Well, you should have took a drink, so.
Yeah, so hopefully that's more ASMR for you
Oh,
guys.
jeez.
Whew, if you're into that. I'd say, because it's something that I do every day that gives me peace of mind. Mm-hmm. So my morning routine, honestly, is get up, come downstairs, well, use the restroom, come downstairs, make a cup of coffee, and make our protein shake, right? Once that's done, because that's not comfortable to me. It's just I do it. It's not comfort. But once I get settled in and I sit down with my chair, I turn my computer on, I don't check my email first. Don't even open anything business-wise for the first probably at least half hour. I just don't. It's a bad idea. But I usually go on to either a playlist of music, or I find a YouTube channel, or I look at all my subscriptions on my YouTube channel and go, hey, did anything new pop up? You know, does it have a dot next to it?
Right.
On the left-hand side. And if it does, I click on it and go, ooh, I'm going to watch this video. And it's usually just somebody talking about either a board game, a guitar pedal, or something about the music industry, or something about the gaming industry, or something like that. It's not super important. It's not super informative. But I feel like that's a very comfortable part of my day.
Yeah.
It's before anything that I need to attack for the day. I don't look at the emails in the morning.
Yeah. Do you get alerts on your phone for your emails? You just ignore them, or you just don't get the alerts at all?
I don't turn alerts on my phone for emails at all.
Yeah, I wake up to emails. I'm like,
I don't have
there's
alerts.
40.
No, I don't have I do not turn on alerts to email.
Interesting. Okay.
That's insane.
No.
It is to me, because I would be like, anything that that's insane for me. I wouldn't say that's insane in general. For me, that's insane personally, not for somebody else. But if I did that, it would drive me insane.
Yeah.
Because if I turn something that has an alert onto my phone, that means I want to know what's happening all of the time.
Right.
No.
Okay.
So there's certain Instagram accounts that I have alerts turned on. They're usually like some of the pedal companies that I really am into, or if somebody goes live, I don't want to miss that. And there's like maybe 5 YouTube channels that I have the same thing in case I don't want to miss something from them. But emails, me personally, emails is a choice.
That's so funny. I'm so opposite. I don't think I have any social media notifications on. Like I go on Instagram like restroom breaks, and I'm like, oh, somebody sent me a message. I was probably supposed to respond to that 2 days ago. Like it never thinks, like it's not even crossed my mind to like turn those on, because I'm just like,
mine's not messages,
whatever.
Mine's never like, if I get a direct message, like the DMs that I get from our companies, and for me personally, like I don't, unless it's the cool thing that at least on most social media, you can turn certain alerts on for certain accounts. And I only turn entertainment ones on, so that, and then I dedicate like a few times a day, I look at the business side, just so that I'm keeping current with it and at least seeing if anybody's messaging me.
Yeah.
But my personal one, that is not for, it's only for stuff that gives me comfort.
Yeah. Because like when people tag you and stuff, like I never see that. When you like even on when you post the, oops, touched my forehead. When you post the podcast, I'm not like, it tells me, hey, this person tagged you, and I'm like, oh, I should probably check that out. But it's been like, now at that point, I was working 24 hours. I don't see what's happening because I just social media. I'm like, meh. But emails, those are important.
Well, but emails can stress. Yes, emails can stress you out because you can get overwhelmed. And I feel like messages on social media, especially if I use social media for comfort. I don't use it for anything that makes me cringe or like upset or stressed. That's not somebody I'm going to follow.
Yeah.
That's not something I put an alert on for. Most of the stuff is either family, good friends, or on the company side or personal side, like entertainment that I really want to know about. Like fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a new guitar and somebody's doing a demo of it.
Uplifting.
Whoa, yes.
Yeah.
I don't really go in there. There are sometimes I do. Like there's some moments that I have, certain passions about certain things. And of course I go into those, but I go in there more for information more than a discussion.
Yeah.
I don't go into social media for a discussion.
Yeah.
I feel like discussions should be like this. You and me across the table. Talk to me in a message, give me a call, send me an email.
Right.
We'll have a discussion. But doing it in front of other people, I feel like you're asking for attention.
Yeah.
More than you're trying to have a discussion.
I agree.
But yeah, that's my comfort. That's how I stay on social media and not get... It's comfortable for me because I use it in that way.
I would say one of my other comforts is, and I know I've probably said like a gajillion times, but there's a podcast I listen to, and it's PK and DK, and I legit, every single morning that they post one, I'm going to listen to it. There's something about them that is so comforting and peaceful to me. Like, I could be having the worst day, and I will play them, and it just is like an hour of positivity. Or even if it's like sad, it's still positive and emotional and real, and it brings me so much peace when I hear it. So podcast, like a good podcast to me is a comfort.
A good form of entertainment.
Yeah.
And we're talking like an uplifting. It doesn't even have to be like a motivational.
No.
It's just something that lifts your spirits, and you don't, and in a way that you don't have to really think about it.
Yes.
It just, maybe that's what it means by comfort. It's like something you enjoy, that you really enjoy, but you don't have to think about enjoying it.
Right. You're just in it.
I don't know if that makes sense.
You're just in the presence of it.
Yeah, just be present in that moment.
Yeah, that's mine though. Good podcast.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Most of the time, I'll say most of the time, picking up my guitar and playing my guitar.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Sometimes I'm trying to figure something out and it could go down a whole nother path. But 90% of the time, when I pick it up and just play like the stuff that I've always played, it gets me back into a reset moment of, hey, this is fun. This is why I do this stuff. This is what makes me happy. I love making these sounds. This is fun. And I've been, sometimes it's a song I've been playing since I was like 12.
Right.
And sometimes it's something new. But either way, it really does give me this sense of comfort. Like, I want to hug my guitar at the end and then put it back. And like, thank you for being part of me. And what's funny is I spread the love between the ones that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just one.
And it's always the best guitar, and you'll never need a new one.
Yeah, that's that's not a whole nother discussion. We could go into that.
No, not for this one. Not for comforts. I would say mine, and I feel like it's grown since probably in the last 5 years, has been the gym. Going to the gym for me is very comforting. And it's like, it's one of those things of, I haven't been in a week and a half, 2 weeks, but it's nice to go back and feel like this is my happy place. Like, I'm running on a treadmill and I feel good. I'm lifting weights and I feel good. There's something like so solace to me about going to the gym, and especially when I go with the kids and telling them what to do and we're doing things together. There's just something so comforting about being, I shouldn't say a gym, exercising in general. That's just very comforting to me, which is, I don't think I ever thought I'd be that person. Raised by a coach, which, I mean, you would think it would make sense.
It's in your blood.
Right. But there really is something where I'm just like, I could sit in a gym. I could literally work out at a gym for like 3 hours, and I'd be like, this is great. Let's do some more.
I could see that.
It's weird.
It's not. It's weird as it's not always normal. Yes.
Yeah.
But for you, it's not. It's just, it's who you are, right? So I could do similar things like that, and I don't. I haven't been in 3 weeks. I haven't done some of the things that I really made me feel better and more comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. Haven't done them in years. But I feel like sometimes finding your comfort, you have to do something uncomfortable.
Right.
Try it.
Yeah.
You might really like it. And if you really like it, it can become one of your comforts.
Right.
And I think that's I think that might be I didn't plan on this, but I feel like that is maybe where we're heading in this direction, because, going to the gym is it can be angsty.
Angsty?
What's like could make you anxious?
Anxiety riddled.
Or anxiety rooted.
Sure.
What?
Full of anxiety.
English is hard.
English is hard.
Good thing I have like relatives that are freaking published authors. I feel like an idiot. Hopefully they're not listening. Or if you are, just write me a letter. Say, hey, here's how you should speak better. No, but realistically, like a lot of things that make you anxious, like it's the anticipation of doing it that can make you anxious.
Right.
Once you're there, it's very comforting.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot about going to the gym or working out. I hate getting ready to go there. I get weird, sweaty. I don't know what to wear. I feel like, oh no, I gotta go to the bathroom again. It's like, I gotta put on shoes.
Oh yeah.
Because I hate wearing shoes. Not hate, but strongly dislike wearing shoes. I have to put on kind of an outfit to go to a thing that I'm just going to sweat in and then take all that stuff off.
Yeah.
So I do have a lot, like super high anxiety whenever I'm going in. When I used to go to jiu-jitsu, hopefully that's happening again. God, I hope it's happening again.
It's on you.
The anxiety before going it's overwhelming.
Right.
And I think that's the thing is there's a difference between being nervous and having anxiety. And it consumes you. Anxiety consumes you. And then you find a reason not to do it.
Right.
But once you're there in certain situations, it becomes your comfort. Like once I'm at a gym, I was like, I could be there all day.
Right.
Like, I don't have a problem. I'll take a shower there. I'll do another something.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. And that's the same thing as like going to certain martial arts trainings. I was like, once you're there, I was like, yeah, I'll be here for 4 hours. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's
I have stuff
through
to
the
do.
door.
Yeah, I was like, I have stuff to do, but I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where you're like, I got to leave. But those comforts. So, yeah, gym is definitely one for you. You can feel it in your spirit when you come back from the gym.
Yes.
That you've found your comfort.
I want to tell everybody about what happened at the gym.
Oh, she does.
Nobody cares, but everyone should hear it.
I actually really do care. That's
okay.
When it comes to those things.
I'll keep sharing it then.
But even if I said I didn't care, you would keep sharing it.
I know. I don't know how to
it's
stop.
irrelevant.
That's true.
But you come back in a very positive.
Yes.
It makes me feel good
My
when you come
endorphins
back
are
in.
so high.
Even if you go to the gym early and come back, I'm still asleep, and you're like,
Right.
I was like, all right, I'm up.
Yes.
So on my end, I say it's one of those things where I hate. God, I keep saying hate. I get super like, oh, I don't want to do this, but then when I am present in the moment, it's actually very comforting. It's walking the dog.
Yeah.
It's before I go, I really just don't want to do it.
No.
And I just don't want to do it. But as soon as I'm like 20 feet away from the front door, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
How's it going? I talk the whole time to our dog Ginger, like the whole time.
I don't do that.
I do. I was like, oh, look out for that. Oh, you're going to run it up. And I laugh at her because she runs in, her eyesight's going. So she'll run into something and jump to the side. And I was like, oh, I told you to look out for that. And I'll say, oh, step. And then she puts her paws up. I was like, I talked to her the whole time that we're going. And yeah, of course, I come back with like frustrating stories.
Yeah.
It's like I did air quotes, these weird about that. But I come back with frustrating stories. But the frustrating stories are like she walked too slow or she was pulling.
Yes.
But realistically, in the concept of everything, that was very comforting.
Exactly.
It's not.
No.
It's not stressful.
Sometimes I'll even walk her longer because I'm like, Ginger, it's kind of nice outside. Let's keep going.
No, if it's
Only 100.
If it's only 100, I'm like, Ginger, we're gonna die.
But when I know
Let's
when she
go.
starts panting and like she doesn't even stop to smell anything. She's like straight for the door. I'm like, okay, we've walked too far. Like you're over this already because you haven't even stopped or pulled or done anything.
It's really hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, there is something comforting about walking her. And I think it's like taking a break from what you're doing.
Yes.
And realizing, who cares? It's 10 minutes out of your day. Like, what's the big deal? You're so annoyed that you have to take her and frustrated, like, I'm in the middle of stuff and I have to take her and stop yelling at me that you want to go for a walk. And then you're out there and you're like, it was 10 minutes.
yep.
It was 10 minutes of my life to go get some sunshine, hang out with the dog, to let her have some peace and enjoy her life.
And you got some too,
Right, for 10 minutes.
I mean, and there's another. I mean, it happens on a similar moment when I'll be working. I'll be on my computer, and on the back of my chair, I hear click, click. Like, she doesn't see very well. I will say that again. She doesn't see well, so she thinks she's jumping up on my leg, and she's on the back of my chair, and she goes, I'm like, oh. So I turn over, I stop what I'm doing. She puts her paws up on my leg. It's like, she goes, hey, Dad, it's time for a little break. Do you just want to rub my ears for a minute and scratch my butt? Like, and then you do that for like maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops.
And she's over it.
And then she's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And then walks away. And I'm like, but when she does it, you're like, hey, I'm working. That's kind of your default. Just like, Ginger, jeez. And you're like, all right. And every time you go, all right. And it's like, I don't think there's been any time that you didn't do, even if we're in a Zoom call or a business call.
Just pick her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if, like right now, like sometimes she does disturb us while we're here. Normally they're up, she's up in the room with one of the kids. But even if she comes down, you're like, okay, here you are. Give her a pet. Text the kids.
Right, how can you not?
It's not like she's mad at you and barking at you because she's mad. She's just like, hi.
Yes.
That's honestly, when she comes up to you, she's like, hi, I just want some of your time.
Yeah, then she leaves.
Like, really, 90% of the time, that's what she wants. She goes, can I have some of your time, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, you seem stressed out AF. let me just get your way real quick.
Right.
And then I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. So that's a comfort for me.
Okay, so I don't know how to fit these into one. So I'm going to just go, I'm going to combine them with an ampersand. Sparkling water, when it's in the fridge, is mine because that's my go-to lately.
Yep.
And cake. I have a very difficult time with baked goods. And if it is not like really, really good baked goods, I will take one bite and throw it out. So when I find a really good piece of cake, that's very comforting to me because it doesn't happen very often. My Garcias, though, make the best cake I've ever had my entire life. And we only have events like twice a year, so I only get good cake twice a year. So if I find good cake, which I have yet to find, where we're at,
She's on a mission to find good cake.
I've wanted good cake since Janie's party, which is what, like 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I just want a good piece of cake. But I shouldn't say cake. A good baked good to me is very comforting, which might be an issue, not really sure. But to me, it's one of those things of like somebody put love and care and time into this, and it tastes delicious, and I enjoy it for what it is. Because there's cake out there, but it's not like good cake.
So we're going with like your comfort food?
Yeah, I guess it's yeah.
I mean, because
love
everybody
food.
has. Well, yeah, and I don't know if there's anybody that doesn't love a certain type of food, even if like you're wherever you're at financially or wherever. It's like I feel even if you can barely afford food, you have some comfort in getting food, right? So there's some comfort in knowing that food is coming.
Yeah.
All the way up to the top end going, I have billions of dollars. Now I get to choose my food.
Right.
This is my specific comfort food.
Yes, that's true. So,
Right? So I
we'll
feel like
comfort foods.
But realistically, there's a long spectrum of a wide spectrum of that. So when it comes to that, with me,
Wings, Taco Bell, chips.
nothing specific, realistically, because I wrote this down before you even started. Snacks.
Yeah.
Like my comfort in life as having ever since I've like had my own place when I moved out when I was a kid and went on my own was knowing that I had access to snacks that I like. Now those have always changed.
Right.
They've changed throughout the years. Sometimes it was gummy bears, always having at least some gummy bears somewhere. I don't like gummy bears, are very rare for me now.
Yeah.
It used to be. There's so many things. Like white cheddar cheese was a thing for a while. It doesn't matter where I'm in. It changes.
Right.
But having my snack available to me at a given time when I want it,
Yeah.
not having to go get it, is comforting to me.
That makes sense.
Like right now, for some reason, I'm really liking Wheat Thins.
I know.
Just in the last we're like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've always liked Wheat Thins, but the last 2 weeks I was like, you know what? Wheat Thins are really filling that comfort for me right now. And it changes. It does change.
The people I don't understand are the ones who like only eat food for like energy. Like they don't eat food because it tastes good. I'm like, ever?
I'm similar throughout the day.
But not when it comes. No, because your snacks are very
When
picky.
it comes to snacks, it's different. But I'm
Yes.
talking like
you don't care what you eat.
sustenance.
Yeah,
Like if I could have
protein and veggie.
protein and a vegetable
Yeah,
for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
right,
I'm good.
right. No matter what it is.
But snack wise,
Yeah.
those always change.
yeah,
They always change.
you get picky about snacks.
I do. I was
Yeah.
like, right now I'm really into almonds.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
more almonds. I want licorice.
Yes.
And then
Salt
it
and
goes.
vinegar chips.
Then it goes to salt and vinegar chips. Then it goes to wings.
Yes.
And then right now it's
Wheat Thins.
Wheat Thins.
Yeah.
And it just changes.
Yeah. Comfort foods are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you have for?
My other one's like the obvious is like family and friends. It's nice when you can be with certain family and friends and it's comfortable, because it's not all family and friends where you find comfort in that. But there are certain people.
No, some family and friends. I mean, well, hold on. Some family. I won't say friends, because while you're friends with them, they make you uncomfortable.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
But when it comes to family, sometimes like you are family forever. So we
Right.
gotta still figure something out
Right.
for the rest of the family.
Yes.
That relationship doesn't need to be great,
Right.
but sometimes that person has a great relationship with somebody else in your family, and we want to keep that.
Right.
Is it copacetic?
Yeah, that's a good word.
I found a word that I know what it means, and I put it in the right context. Oh my gosh, that's a win for me. But I feel like otherwise, but on the other side is like, if a friend makes you uncomfortable, you probably aren't friends.
That's true. Acquaintances. But there are certain people who you're around. I'll just say people who you're around who you find comfort and peace in just sitting with them.
Yes.
Even if it's having conversation, not having conversation, just in their presence, you find peace in their being, and that's kind of nice to have.
That's essential.
Yeah.
Not just...
Because it's not everyone.
No, it's not even... No, it's God. I mean, if it is everyone, then you're a very high-end or high-functioning, like, extrovert. That's who you are, and that's
Right.
that's
Right.
awesome, too. But there's usually a few close people. It's usually, I mean, I think they said it's normally less than 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can say that, for sure.
But that's when you talk about averages.
Yeah.
I can talk about averages all day. Averages don't exist. But if the average is 5, that means most people probably don't have 5.
Right.
Most people have 1. Some people have 10. But not many people actually have the average. That's
Right.
pretty normal.
Yeah.
In any experiment. Why do I go on these things?
Do you have any more?
I have one more.
Okay.
One more, and it's lighthearted.
Okay.
One of my biggest comforts is knowing that I have access to a restroom at any given time.
That's a decent comfort.
No, but that's
only when you're home.
What if I'm? No, what do you mean only when I'm home?
Because sometimes when you're out, I guess you said a decent restroom.
I didn't say
just
that.
a restroom.
I said have access
to a restroom.
I don't know what I said. We can go back in the recording. That's fine, because I don't remember now. But I have access to a restroom at all times.
That's true.
Like I said, decent access.
Okay.
I think that's what I meant. Like, I don't want to be more than a couple minutes away from a restroom at any given time.
Yeah.
I think that's unhealthy. And I think I'm going to go on a small little societal rant.
Okay. Go for it.
Having not access to public restrooms in like certain like retailers and those types of things, you have to buy something. Those like everybody uses the restroom.
Yeah.
Everybody does both ends of the restroom.
Right.
So it's up to science and the universe, whatever you believe in, when that happens. So if you need to use it and you're being denied that, now we have colitis, we have hemorrhoids, we have all these digestive issues that we've created because we're denying access to good food and we're denying access to restrooms.
That's true.
That's what I mean. That's what I was like, that's a small rant. But my comfort really is knowing that I have access to a restroom, decent access to a restroom. That doesn't mean access to a decent restroom.
Right.
But that would be nice too. But decent access, like pretty, like within a minute or two.
Yeah.
I don't like to be where I can't use the restroom. That's weird to me. I don't understand that. And that's why when traveling's a little bit slower with me.
Yes.
Because I'm like, hey, we're going to sit here and relax for a bit because I might have to go pee.
Right. You always have to pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't always have to pee, but I always make sure to go pee. There's a difference.
Yes.
I had a scare when I was in my early 20s. God, it was about 25, 26 years ago. I had like a really bad, I thought it was like a hernia or an ulcer or something. And I was working construction in my early 20s and found out that I wasn't peeing enough or using the restroom enough. So my innards were all bruised.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, so now as I got older, I was like, I'm not going to do that to myself. If I have to go pee, I'm going to pee.
It makes
Even
sense.
if it's a little bit.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody pees, everybody poops.
I agree. Man, let me tell you, for somebody who travels for work, I am so thankful for Starbucks, libraries, and casinos. Because those are my saving graces when I'm on the road. I can always find a library, a Starbucks, and a casino in any town that I go to.
Do you know what mine are? Target and Home Depot.
Those are pretty good. Those are good.
Because they're public.
Yeah.
Like, you could walk in, go into the restroom, come back out. Nobody even cares.
That's how I feel about the library, because nobody cares.
I feel like the library is kind of quiet. So if you have to do something a little intense.
Okay, what are you doing in the bathroom?
Well, nothing that loud, I hope.
Right.
But
the door's closed. Like, what's happening in there?
I feel like, especially like Home Depot, nobody
That's
effing
true.
cares.
Yeah.
Like, you can blow up the bathroom because there's probably 2 contractors that just did it before you. It's like, and employees. I just feel like Home Depot and Target.
Yeah.
I don't go Walmart
Yeah.
because it scares me
Can be
sometimes.
sketch sometimes.
It just depends on the Walmart. I'll put it out there. But sometimes you go in there, it's like I can't use that.
But man, casinos bomb.
I never
They're
thought
being
about
cleaned all the time. If you need to go gamble, you put your like $1 in and you gamble and you feel bad about yourself and you go to the casino. But if you need a snack, you go to the restaurant and get a snack. Casinos are like the best place to use a bathroom.
Oh my God, I never thought about that.
And they're usually decently close to like the road. There's a bug on my mic.
Well, get it off here, Mike.
I thought it was on you first and now it's on me. It's gone.
How did it... That doesn't make sense.
Or it went up my
I
nose.
thought it was on you, and then it was on me.
No, I saw a bug on you,
and
then...
you said nothing.
Well, because I don't want to panic you.
I don't panic over bugs.
You don't know?
When was the last time I panicked over a bug?
At the disco.
Oh my God. Panic over a bug at the disco. That is our next alt band.
Okay.
Oh no, panic over a flea.
We've advised this not as much as we can.
So at the end of all this, if you take anything out of here, is know where a good restroom is.
Yes. I mean, I agree. And if you know any around the area, tell us,
Let us know.
What are your go-to restrooms? Because when you travel for work, you have to know where they are.
And everybody uses them.
Yes.
I
don't want to do gas stations because it's too iffy.
I have done them in
a pinch.
I knew you were going to say that, but I wanted to wait to see if you said it because we know what that implies. You might have to pinch.
I refuse. There's been too many where it's like, don't give me a long spoon with a key on it. How do people touch this? Did they wash their hands when they touched it?
What?
No.
It's just
No.
it's gross. It's gross.
I've walked in the Starbucks bathroom and I said, not today, Satan. That is not happening. That is not okay in there.
That's yeah.
Oh, no. Anyways, Starbucks is usually pretty good, but there have been some where you're just like,
Home Depot's actually.
So you gave up.
Home Depot's usually pretty good.
yeah, but they're not in every city.
Home Depot is everywhere.
But they're not like in every little town. When you go like the little towns, Starbucks seems to be flipping everywhere.
That is true.
And a library. Everyone's
But
got a
also,
library.
I don't like Starbucks, and it's not because of the condition of the bathroom. It's because there's usually only one or two. So when you're in there for a long time, you walk out and you get that glare. It's like, geez, dude, now I have to walk in after you.
Oh, so they don't
If
have
you
that.
were in there for a while, that's why I feel like the single stall, one door. I kind of I try to stay away from that because I was like,
That makes sense.
I'm stopping somebody else from being able to use the restroom too.
It's a good call.
That's my thought
That makes
process.
sense.
So Target's usually everywhere.
Yeah.
And Target's
A good department store.
I don't want to say that, but it's a if there's such thing as a bougie Walmart.
It is a bougie Walmart.
It's just it's a step up from Walmart to me, and it has a little bit more integrity when it comes to that.
the bathroom.
Yeah. So there, maybe this became a advise me on a restroom.
Yes, it really did. That's okay.
All right. So now what?
Shout out!
Shout out!
Woo!
You didn't do.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
oh.
I looked at her. She didn't do the echo thing. I was like,
getting there.
you were not. You forgot.
I didn't forget. It was a longer one.
Okay, before we do a shout out, one thing I have to clarify.
Okay.
If you listened to the last podcast,
Oh, jeez. Go ahead.
I got lost in a thought, and all I want to do is finish that thought. So, we were talking about, what's her name? Shelly.
Yes.
She comes in and cleans some of the stuff in our house every couple weeks or so because we're lazy. Well, we're not great cleaners anymore as we've gotten older. We're just not.
We're lazy.
Yeah. But what I was trying to say on the last podcast, if you're even interested, she was in the kitchen and we were chatting, as my office is basically the dining room. So I'm right across from where we're just chatting about stuff. And she noticed that in our kids' bathroom, the kind of like the, what is it called? Is it a
closet?
Like
water closet.
No, like towel closet.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. The door that goes in there where you can put towels and all that kind of stuff, it was open. So she asked permission to go in that closet and clean it. And I was like, what a sweet human.
Yes.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, of course you can. You're already in the bathroom. You can go through anything.
Yeah.
And I told her specifically, I was like, there's not much stuff, if anything, in this house that you can't have access to.
Yes.
And it's not that we don't trust her, because we do trust her. So if you're in our house, if we've already let you in our house
Yeah.
for an event or be a cleaning person or anything, we already trust you to go in any room you want.
Right.
It's totally fine.
Right.
We don't have anything really that's so crazy
Yes.
that you've never seen it before or it's not normal.
And we have no valuables. I mean, realistically,
You're talking about like stuff that you like. Our valuables are big. Like
Yeah.
you can't just put it in your front pocket
right.
and walk out. I mean,
we
it's
have
not like
no those things.
it's not like we have
Our
diamonds
kids,
and
the dog, and some
expensive
guitars.
watches. I mean, if you had a guitar and you walked out and was like, "Hey, see you later," I was like, I'd probably notice you carrying the
That's
guitar.
not what we have, so.
Or a TV or a microphone or my mixing board. You know, it's like the stuff that we have is not
Yeah.
like. I mean, I think your ring is the most expensive small item.
Right. Who knows where that is? It's lost all the time.
Jeez, it's so true. But no, I just had to reiterate on that. I was like, I was trying to like, and then I was editing the podcast last week, going, "Oh my gosh, how did I lose that thought in like half a second?"
It was very quick.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just before we get into the meat and taters of taters,
Haters.
that meant something completely different in my high school.
Oh. Oh.
Meant boobs.
Okay. You could just left that out.
It really did. I was like somebody said taters, they were like boobs.
That's
And-
tatas.
No, this was the 80s, babe. Like we were
Lame.
very,
Jeez.
yeah, a little bit feminine and a little aggressive. The 80s.
Taters.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know.
my shout out. So, Leanna Haldorf,
Oh,
yes, is a
Here
real
we go.
estate person
She
in our
is.
area. And we used to do business with her husband at, I just by for it again, at a brewery. But she's like just the sweetest human being. She's so nice and she's so knowledgeable about real estate. And she's been doing it for such a long time. But she just started a podcast. And I was like, how
I
cool
did
is that?
see that.
Like, I cannot wait to hear her podcast. So I just want to shout out Leanna. And I'm super excited to hear your podcast.
I don't. Honestly, we'll find out what the name of the podcast is,
Yeah.
and when she starts releasing stuff, I would love to help that because I
Yeah.
think it's very informative and it's different
Yes.
than anything we have on this network.
Yeah.
So I think even if it's not part of this network, it's still important because it's part of this Sacramento community and it's part of like
Yeah.
getting to know people and
Yeah. When she posts it, we're going to repost it and tag her and
yeah, she's
all the love.
they're just good people.
Yes.
Yeah, they do their best to do what's right with the knowledge that they have.
Yes. And
Right?
they host a really good game night.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's they really, really do like craziest barbecue stuff I've ever. I was
Yes.
like, that's crazy
So good.
and delicious.
Yes.
So no, that's a good one. It's a really, really good one.
Yeah. What's yours?
I didn't write anything down.
I know. I see that.
But I know off the cuff, since you were going that direction, I'm going to shout out Jim and Matt out at Log Off Brewing.
Nice.
I don't know if I've shouted them out before. Probably, maybe. I have to say they're the owners of Log Off Brewing here in the greater Sacramento area. It's Rancho Cordova. But they started only a couple years, a little over 2 years ago. And they started in the middle of everything being shut down.
Yep.
And didn't just survive, they thrived.
They're doing amazing, which is super cool.
And we do work closely with them company-wise.
Yeah.
But we also have gotten closer to them personally.
Yeah.
They're just good people.
Yes.
They do the right thing so far I've seen. You know, I was like, 10 years from now, I was like, oh, wow. You know how that goes.
Terrible.
Everybody will cancel you from something you did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But they are still doing great things. Like, they're innovative. They're willing to learn. They're willing to adapt.
Yeah.
They're willing to change when change needs to be done. They're willing, I mean, everything that you want in a business owner or in a person, they are currently doing.
Yes.
And I think that's huge as growth of just humanity and people like listen, learn, change. Change is good, right?
Yeah.
So,
and their wives and moms are just awesome people.
That's a whole
like
nother
the
level.
whole group of them is
That's what
just...
I mean. It's like they're very family oriented.
Yeah.
They're very family based. They're very community based.
Yes.
They show up.
Yeah, they're
Like,
always there.
They show up to stuff.
Yes.
Like if you're doing something, they show up.
Yeah.
If another company is doing something that they know they show up.
Yeah.
It's not about just throwing like, hey, repost and
Right.
they physically show up.
Yes.
It's a whole nother level. Yeah, and that goes out to their spouses, their families, their mothers, their fathers.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, all of it.
Such
So,
a good crew. Yeah. Like it.
Yeah, so that's where I'm
All
at.
right. Well, until next time.
Are we? And that's it? Just shout outs and peace out?
That's it. No, what'd you want to say?
Nothing.
Oh, well, then, yeah, that's it.
Until
see
next
you in
time,
2
what? No,
weeks.
you were saying, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I was just
I
trying
can't say it because you told me to stop saying it all the time.
No, forget that.
See? That's why I can't say it.
We can't do it.
In 2 weeks, we'll be back.
In 2 weeks, we'll hopefully be back. Maybe we'll do one next week. We don't know.
Oh, on the road?
We don't have. We could do on the road with guests.
again.
We could.
Oh, we could record
could-
on Monday or
Shh,
Tuesday
just-
and post on Friday.
Just don't. We don't know.
We don't know.
So next week, maybe something will pop up.
Ooh, bonus round.
There might be something that pops up next week. If not,
I don't even know.
we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Do you shudder internally when you witness a Karen going off on some innocent service industry worker?
Do you consume bad fan fiction and/or have tattoos from your favorite TV shows?
Do you strain to listen in on the awkward date stories of strangers?
Is your family the worst and you just don't want to feel alone?
Then we might have the podcast for you. Cringe With Me, the podcast where we dig up the cringiest articles, questions, and tidbits of human culture to review with you, our listeners, so you can cringe with me.
Look up Cringe With Me on your favorite podcast directory.
Only one way to know.